What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame. How you guys doing today? Lakers face Washington in LA, 7:30 Pacific time. About 8 games left to go after this. Shout out to the Noti gang. What's up, Bayless? How you doing, bro? So, Lakers Wizards, man. What do we truly have forward to look for moving forward? We only have about 8 games left after this. We got to look at the little things, man. We got to be able to, this is where the diehard Laker fans are still watching. The ones that break down every little thing. I mean, I have no doubts in my mind that, there's still some diehards that aren't watching. But for the rest of us guys, what do we have forward to look forward to, man? Well, we're currently firmly placed in 10th slot for the best draft odds. So we have probably a 3% chance at landing the top pick, which is not much, but you never know. Maybe the basketball guys will answer. Another one is that the team we're playing tonight is actually, I think, in the 8th spot. So, I mean, we have a chance to catch up to them as far as moving up in the draft rankings. So there's that. Bradley Beal's playing tonight. Let's see how well we can match up versus him. There's that. And not to mention that Thomas Bryant, who's starting for them, who we let go, who I believed had a lot of potential, is starting for them as well. And we're going to get a chance to see that. So there's still plenty of things to watch here and there, guys. Got to stay optimistic. Now, this is basically a tanking game. Both of these teams, front office, want their respective teams to lose. So it'll be interesting to see who wins. And by what I mean wins, I mean losing, because losing is the new winning. And these last final 9 games or so. So it should be interesting to see if the Lakers come out with a victory or a loss and how that would impact us. But right now we have a firm grasp at the number 10 slot. We would need to string together a bunch of losses, and the teams below us would have to string together a couple of wins in order for us to slide down in the rankings. What do you guys think, man? What are you guys looking forward to tonight as far as the Lakers go? Again, 9 games left, including this one. And what do you guys think the Lakers should look forward to? I also want to see Scott Machado. So hopefully he gets a chance to shine today, and we'll see what we got in him. So, hey, Dan, great chance to start a little streak going. Well, I mean, a losing streak or a winning streak, man. I'm not sure which one you want to start. Tony Khan says, let's put all the G League players tonight. I mean, that's definitely a way to tank. But sometimes those G League players are very hungry because they're looking to prove themselves and earn roster spots. Remember, they're not just trying out for the Lakers. They're trying out for other teams that are potentially watching as well. So that's interesting. So finally, a game that's been broadcasting in my area. I got you, Brian. How you doing, bro? Hopefully you enjoy the game tonight, man. Bobo. Yes, a lot of people are fans of Bobo. Again, Bobo's projected to go anywhere between 15 and 20. So he's probably going to be there by the time we pick. But it'll be interesting to see what prospect the Lakers work out and all that stuff. And, see, leading up to the draft, hearing all the rumors of who they're looking at and all that. By the way, new rumor today for head coaching vacancy that's potentially going to happen this summer is that Rick Carlisle, the Lakers are very interested in him. He's still under contract, so he would have to, I don't know, get fired or quit, I guess, step down in order to take our job. I don't know how that would work. But again, these are just rumors that I truly don't believe, but just a little heads up. If you guys read anything about it, you heard it here first. He said, I want Ja, bro. A lot of people want him. A lot of people like this kid, man. He's very athletic. The way he attacks downhill reminds me a little bit of Rose when he was with the Memphis Tigers. So, I mean, he's definitely raw talent for sure. He has a good coach, championship experience. Yeah, but the question is, will they let Rick Carlisle go? I doubt Dallas is going to do anything to let him go. I think they're going to do everything in their power to hold on to that guy. I would. He said LeBron only is playing for stats right now. Well, be that as it may, you can't expect a superstar just to sit out. I mean, you heard what Kobe has to say. Dan, Tyronn Lue is the top candidate for us. I mean, so they say, right? They say Tyronn Lue is at the top of the list, but we'll have to see. Again, half of these rumors are false, and the other half are just being, there's being speculated on. So we'll see. 2 teams whose seasons are over, officially eliminated from the playoffs. This will be a high score. Nope, just kidding. It's more of a tank bowl. He said, we need R.J. Barrett. Everybody wants somebody different. again, there's plenty of talent. It's up to the scouts and Laker management and the brass to be able to make the right decision. Last couple of drafts, we've had good luck. We just haven't developed them fully, and we've let some go prematurely. So hopefully, whoever we pick, if we do decide to keep him, we're able to develop him and keep him for the long haul. He said, honestly, if we get a top 5 pick, we're probably going to trade it. Maybe. There's always definitely there's that chance, right? But at the same time, there's also a chance we keep it. So, I mean, we'll see. Dan, thank you for your time. Oh, you're welcome, man. It's my pleasure. Absolutely. Is LeBron managing his load tonight? That sounds really bad, man. I'm not going to answer that question. Kawhi Leonard is Laker bound soon? You know what, Reed? I don't know, man. Again, rumors, speculation. I'm not going to dive into that till the summer comes. That's when you hear the real rumors, you know, when it's closer to free agency. So we'll have to find out what Ramona Shelburne and Woj are reporting then, and that's probably closer to the truth than whatever you're hearing now. Dan, what do you think about Lionel Hollins? I like Lionel Hollins. I'm not sure if that's somebody LeBron respects, but we're going to have somebody that could take everybody into account and is able to take command of the team. So, you know, Lionel Hollins, I'm on the fence about him, but, I mean, they should definitely take a look at everybody. Yeah, Dan, we appreciate your time, and go Laker Nation. Thank you, man. I appreciate your guys' time. So thank you guys for showing up to the channel and contributing with top-notch comments night in and night out. DTLF, have you heard of Kenny Wooten, power forward out of Oregon State? They say he's athletic, long player, 10th pick potential. Again, I haven't gotten to all the draft picks. I've seen a lot of highlight tapes of guys. I think I've seen his as well. But I rather watch them play live. And if he's already eliminated or not, you know, then I guess I'd have to go back and watch some film. But bottom line is I'm deliberating, man. I'm truly going to deliberate who we should pick on. I'm sorry, who we should select with our pick, whatever that may be, as soon as we find out what that lottery pick is. So for me, the most important part right now is to continue to develop the young talent we have on the team and, you know, continue to build their confidence. That way they head on into the offseason with a purpose and, you know, some sort of sense of excitement that they can work out and get better this offseason. So that's what we need. Dan, do you think we could use Kemba Walker? Absolutely. Any all-star would be welcome on the Lakers. But do I have a preference? Absolutely, I do. 100%. I prefer Kyrie over Kemba. Do I have a preference over Kyrie? I do. Once again, I prefer Kawhi Leonard over all of them. But at the end of the day, man, we'll have to find out and see who's interested in coming here. I don't want anybody that doesn't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? So Laker Nation wants somebody who's going to be proud to don that purple and gold, and that's what we need, and that can contribute as well. So if we get Davis or Clay and Kyrie, will we be a title contender? Absolutely. I think all we need is one of them, but yeah, if we get two, of course. Hey, what's up, Eric? How you doing, brother? Then how many years will LeBron be a top NBA player, top 3 NBA player? We'll have to see. Everybody ages at a different timeline, so that's a good question, Skip. So we'll have to wait and see. Hey, how you doing, T? Welcome to the channel. How you doing? Dan, our number one goal should definitely be signing a superstar and not trading any of our young core. Amen to that. 100% agree. He said, we need a coach that will tell LeBron to F off. I'm not sure we need somebody to start the controversy in the locker room, but I kind of understand where you're going with this. Yes, we definitely need a coach that's not afraid to stand up to LeBron at times. I agree with that part, but I don't know about the F off part, man. We don't need any sort of fighting in the locker room. Hey, what's up, James? How you doing, bro? He said, always a pleasure to listen to. We just need to get Kyrie, a couple of role players, and either hold up. Again, the comment got away from me. He said, Nazir Little or Bobo. Thanks, brother. I appreciate the comment. Yeah, again, I'm still deliberating, man. It'll be interesting to see what the Lakers are interested in. As far as our lottery pick goes, again, we could always trade it. That's an option. It's, after all, it is an asset, whether you develop that asset or trade it away. But I hope that whatever we do improves us moving forward and in the future. That's my goal. My goal is not to put a quick Band-Aid on this season and just improve for next season, but really not make a big leap or stride. You know, I want us to be able to build some sort of a consistent foundation. And in order to develop consistency, I think you need some formality. We need to have some players that have been here already for a couple of years. We have that for now. That's why I'm hoping we don't trade them all away. I think they need to glue and gel. It takes time to do that sometimes. So, Dan, have you considered doing watch-along streams? I've done those earlier when games meant something, and they were great, honestly. Yes, I absolutely have done those, in-game actual commentary from myself and you guys included. I'll consider it again, man, in the offseason once Summer League comes around or whatever. I might do something like that. But I don't really like, doing that, the live streams with my commentary when games really don't matter anymore, like these tonight. So pretty much, yeah, I'm done for the season as far as in-game commentary. But other than that, thanks for the suggestion, man. I appreciate it. He said, Dan, we need to finish the season strong. I don't get the point of tanking and getting one higher ranked pick. Well, actually, Lonzo, when you tank, you don't get just one higher draft pick. The way tanking works is you're looking for a combination of lottery ping pong balls. Anybody from, I believe this is how it works, from 1 to 14 can land the number 1 pick. However, the worse your record, the better the chances are, the more lottery ping pong balls you have, and the bigger the chance for it to fall in your favor. So the more you tank, the more ping pong balls you get in your favor. That means more lottery tickets, and therefore a bigger chance to land the number 1 or even a top 5 pick. That's the reason everybody's cheering for them to tank, because they're really not playing for anything other than, of course, player development and, pride. So pretty much if they lose, I'm not going to be mad because the season's over anyways. I was already mad last week or the week before that when we found out that our season was over. So I'm done. I'm over my feelings. I have accepted the fact, unfortunately, we have to accept the fact that the Lakers aren't making the playoffs again for the 6th straight year. And we have to look forward now to the rest, right? The positive things. So then these last games are going to be good. Yeah, you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing where we're going to stand as far as lottery odds are. And then also the playoffs. I'll be covering. You guys decided that you guys wanted me to cover some playoff games, some live streams, talk about them post-game, the real good ones. So I'll be on here with you guys, man. I'm not letting you guys go over the summer. I have plenty of content, so I got you guys. He said, Philadelphia ruined it for the rest of the league. Now it's hard to get the first pick even with the worst record. Again, we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not really going to comment too much on the odds, because a lot of people believe that the lottery is rigged. It very well could be, but we don't have the evidence. Some people point to the New York Knicks lottery, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, whatever the case may be, the league is better when the Lakers are in the playoffs, and that hasn't happened in 6 years. So would I be surprised if we won the number 1 overall pick? Absolutely. But the league is better with the Lakers being in the playoffs. And I know that sounds entitled coming from a Laker fan or whatever, but just check the ratings. It's a lot better when the Lakers are there. And personally, for me, the playoffs ain't the playoffs without the Lakers, man. Without the Lakers there, again, I'm speaking from a biased standpoint. And without the Lakers there, to me, it ain't the playoffs. It's just another little tournament. It's cute. Whoever wins the championship trophy, that's going to be cute. Most likely Golden State. But it'll still be interesting to watch. We have a bright future, Dan. Absolutely. Hey, Dan, did you hear the Lakers are most likely going to hire Tyronn Lue? That just pissed me off. Tyronn Lue is just LeBron's tool. You know what, Max? Like I said before, man, I really don't believe half of the rumors you hear today. It's way too early to be speculating on any of this stuff. There's no way that the front office has already made up their mind. If they have, then they're really incompetent. They have to take time and deliberate and talk amongst themselves, interview people, and don't just go hiring the first, person that, shows up to the front office. So pretty much that's the way I would like for them to proceed. And I hope that that's what they're going to do. The tricky thing is, should we go for AD this offseason or keep the young core? You know what, buddy? The Pelicans don't even want to trade with the Lakers based on reports. Again, don't believe half of what you hear, but at the same time, they already showed that, right? Now, if they continue being stubborn, then I definitely don't want to make a deal with them. I'd rather keep the young core and develop them and then add from there. Personally, that's always been my preference. But well, we're going to have to see what happens, because this offseason is as unpredictable as a magic trick. You just don't know what's going to happen, and we'll see if they're able to stick the landing. It said, unless Woj or Steen report it, don't believe it. That's one way of looking at it for sure. Hey, Dan, non-Lakers question, but why do you think Mark Jackson hasn't gotten another coaching job? You know what? That's a good question. I think politics play into the role a lot, man. If you don't suck up to these front office people, sometimes they make sure that you don't get a job for a long time. And if you know the story about how Mark Jackson got fired, you would probably question the way the NBA functions. Honestly, he shouldn't have got fired for those reasons. They had a winning record. They were developing young players, and he got fired out of the blue. Nobody expected it, not even the team. So there's a lot of things that go on in the background that we don't really know, or even, they don't really talk about like that. And it has to do with being liked and sucking up to certain people. Unfortunately, that's the way that the world works. Is it Bradley Beal to the Lakers next year? Perfect fit. Again, depends on the asking price. Honestly, I'm not sold on just adding Bradley Beal and that's it, because he's basically a max contract. But again, we'll have to wait and see. I don't even trust Woj. Just Ramona Shelburne, Chris Hines, and Brad Turner. Well, I trust Woj when it's a report that has to do with like a last minute thing. Like if he reports this just happened, you have to believe him because he's never reported anything false as far as breaking news goes. But I understand on the rumor aspect. I get what you're saying there. Thank God at least you know. He said, Dan, I have a question for Laker fans. Who is going to be the better player, Brandon Ingram or Jayson Tatum? For Laker fans. So I guess that's for you guys to decide. My personal opinion, Brandon Ingram. He has the tools. I feel like the kid is really humble. He's quiet, but I definitely feel like he has better length, better athleticism, and he's a better defender. And playmaker, he's getting better as well. So I would go with Brandon Ingram, like my boy said right here, Laker Dodger Cowboy gang. Brandon Ingram all day. Woj is just Danny Ainge's mouthpiece when it comes to rumors and such. It definitely seemed that way during the trade deadline, right? So I understand why you would say that. But still, let's not forget that Wojnarowski is always one of the first to report breaking news. So when he reports breaking news, you got to believe it. And you better believe that I'll be here reporting that to you guys as well, as well as my reaction attached to that video. He said, Ingram, but Tatum is getting playoff experience. He has that over BI. Hey, you can't penalize a player for what the team is, right? And by the way, they're in the East. If they weren't in the East, I'm not so sure that they'd be making the playoffs. They've been struggling a lot this year. But excuses aside and all that, I understand what you're saying. Playoff experience definitely matters. But with all that being said, I still like the strides that Brandon Ingram has made this season, and I can't wait to see a healthy Ingram have a good offseason and come back stronger than ever. Now, remember, guys, you guys know my theory about the third, fourth, or fifth season. That's when I feel like players make their leap. Brandon Ingram's going into his fourth season next year, I believe, right? If I didn't lose count. Fourth season. So that's most of the time, that's the one where they take that quantum leap into stardom. So I would definitely hold on. I'd clutch Brandon Ingram tight as a Laker fan because I feel like he has it all. And he showed us a glimpse of that before he went down with injury. All-Star, after post-All-Star, he was averaging 27 points per game, shooting over 50% from the field, showing us an array of post moves, handles, that little crossover move when he did the spin move on, I forgot who was guarding him. And then he did a reverse dunk on the other side of the rim. That was insane. That was out of this world. And I've always said that about Ingram. He's so raw, but he reminds me a little bit of a young Bynum. Bynum, when we first drafted him, youngest player, by the way, to ever come into the league at the time. He was a baby deer in the headlights, right? He was skinny, getting pushed around, and then he dunked on Shaq and everything changed. Sometimes it takes that one moment to make you realize that you can be as good to compete with your legendary players that you look up to, if not better. So I believe that the turning point for Brandon Ingram was last year when he gave it to Kevin Durant. And ever since then, I've seen his confidence start taking off little by little. Dan, who's the worst Laker head coach between Mike Brown, Luke Walton, and Del Harris? Ooh, don't forget to throw in Byron Scott. He wasn't very good for a young player's confidence either. Honestly, I can't say. They were all horrible in their own rights. But currently, right now, Luke Walton is really bad. He's an elementary school coach at the moment. And I really don't like what he has done with our talent. I really don't like what he has done with anything, honestly. And he shows no passion. So it's been tough, man. It's been tough to support Luke Walton during his short stint with the Lakers here. But it feels like an eternity, right? I feel like we've been coached by Luke for 10 years. And that's not necessarily a good thing. It just means that he's had plenty of time to correct issues, and he has come up short every single time. So Mike Brown and D'Antoni. I will say this about Mike D'Antoni. He empowered players and made them look better than they are. So I actually like Coach Mike D'Antoni. Unfortunately, he didn't have the personnel at the time. And again, at the time that Mike D'Antoni was here, we had guys like Robert Sacre, Wayne Ellington, guys like that, man. Let's not forget Kendall Marshall. And he still had them firing on all cylinders. So that's what I got to say about Mike. Mike pretty much takes whatever talent he has and he maximizes it. He did the same thing with Jeremy Lin in New York. He did it with Steve Nash, turned him from an all-star to an MVP. He's done it with Kendall Marshall. If I guarantee you, had Mike D'Antoni stayed the coach of the Lakers, Kendall would probably still be playing somewhere in the league. So, or maybe he is, and I'm not aware. I don't know. But the bottom line is this guy right here, he gave Raja Bell a career, Boris Diaw, even though Boris Diaw still played well with the Spurs. He made regular guys look like all-stars, and that's something you got to appreciate about Coach Mike D'Antoni. Bradley Beal is better than John Wall. I have to agree with that. I feel like John Wall has been very overrated. He was a very flashy player coming out of Kentucky. He was a beast coming out of college. I thought he was going to be the next, Derrick Rose. I'm talking MVP form Derrick Rose. But unfortunately, I feel like John Wall is too cocky. He has one of those diva personalities where he needs the ball in his hands and he cares more about padding his stats and winning games personally, from what I've seen. I could be wrong. I'm not a Washington Wizards fan, but from the outside looking in, that's what it looks like to me. As far as Bradley Beal goes, he's a plug-and-play player. I feel like you could put him in any system. He'll still be an all-star, and he definitely makes their team better. Anytime John Wall has gone down with injury, which is often, Bradley Beal has elevated the Washington Wizards. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Bradley Beal. However, would I trade my whole young core for him? Absolutely not. Do I feel like him and LeBron by themselves could elevate this team to a championship team? Probably not. But we'll see. The offseason is going to be out of this world, and I can't wait to see what's in store for us moving forward. What's up, Dan, my man? You been good, bro? Thanks for asking, Andre. I've been good, man. Just working, keeping my head down and just doing work, man, either here on YouTube or at work. So I appreciate the question, man. Thank you so much. So Thomas Bryant's facing his former team tonight. I expect him to have a decent game. So far, if you guys have noticed the trend, every Laker that was currently on our team before, previous Laker, they come out and they try to send a message. So, yeah, probably going to go off, and it's going to hurt us because I always liked Thomas Bryant. I always knew he had potential, and it was unfortunate we had to cut him to make more room in the cap for LeBron. Sometimes that's when I wish players would take a bit of a pay cut. But, LeBron trying to send a message that he's worth every penny. We had to cut Thomas. He never cleared waivers. He was, picked up by the Washington Wizards. So, good luck to him, man. Hopefully he has a good, long career. You got to love the passion that kid always played with. Always. He said, Thomas Bryant is an all-star player. Magic traded away. Actually, Magic didn't trade Thomas Bryant. He cut him to make more space to give that max contract to supposedly LeBron and somebody else. Unfortunately, only LeBron took it, and we ended up giving the filler spots to other guys, right? One year deals. But Dad, Bradley Beal is at his best as a third option on a championship team. I could see that. I could definitely see him playing the Klay Thompson role for sure. The ones Lakers should 100% keep are Lonzo, Kuzma, LeBron, and B.I. I agree with that. I like your list. I definitely agree with that. I'll take one more question, guys. I'm going to go get set up for this game. I'll catch you guys post-game. If I missed any of your questions, I apologize. Hopefully, I'll catch it in the post-game or in the comment section after the video. But I'll take maybe one or two more questions before I get off, guys. Dan, did you hear Tyson said that he had some years left in the tank? Laugh out loud. I didn't hear that, but maybe that's the way he feels, man. I can't really laugh at a player, an older player trying to extend his career. He's got to try to get his bread, man, as much as he can. So it's understandable. But, yeah, I mean, would I want to bring him back to the Lakers? Probably not. I feel like he peaked during his first, 8 games or so with the Lakers. And after that, it was downhill for him. So, yeah, pretty much, he gave us a little spark, though. I'll give him his credit. Earlier in the season, we were struggling in the paint. We got him, and he infused some energy and stuff like that. So One more question. Max, I got you, bro. He said, hey, Dan, do you think Lonzo's game will improve after he leaves Triple Baller brand and signs with Nike? I think so. I think once the pressure of, trying to elevate his whole family's legacy on his back is off, I think then he'll play freely. He'll be able to enjoy the game again and hopefully be represented by a top-notch company like Nike, who's, by the way, is my favorite brand. I wear everything Nike, so I love Nike. But, yeah, man, that'll be interesting to see what happens there. And hopefully his pops can support him and not try to bring him down and stuff like that. Hopefully he could be a supportive father, right? But we'll see what happens. All Lonzo has to do is just be like Nike and just do it, man. Do what's best for him and his immediate family. So, yeah, that's how I feel about Lonzo. But best of luck to Lonzo, man. I wish him the best, and I can't wait to see what he brings forward next season. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate all the comments and everything. Don't forget to leave and smash that like button and subscribe if you already haven't. Thank you, guys. I'll catch you guys post-game. Go Lakers. Let's get it.